The Premier in Washington drumming up support for his plan titled Fortress North America. But while Ford says his schedule is jam-packed, others are pointing to the cancellation of a crucial meeting. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan. Ontario Premier Doug Ford is in Washington this week trying to meet with major stakeholders of the economy. His pitch is something he is calling Fortress North America, but with the Chamber of Commerce canceling on him, many are starting to question how much headway he's actually going to make. CTV's Abigail Beeman has more.
What is Fortress North America?
Well, Fortress North America is about encouraging people to invest more in both countries.
Doug Ford in D.C. selling not just his province, but his new Fortress North America plan. He echoed federal Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc. He feels optimistic about a renewal of the North American Trade Pact and downplayed his canceled reception with American billionaire Ross Perot Jr.
We have been jammed, meeting everyone down here. They rolled out the red carpet for us. They treat us so well. My message to everyone, we love Americans. We love the U.S., and I know Americans love Canadians. Let's get a deal done.
Ford said he was meeting 4 lawmakers today and has no plans to back down yet from the booze ban that's a real irritant for Americans.
I just want to get this deal done, and then we'll put that booze back on the shelves, and we welcome everyone. Maybe we'll have a little drink of Kentucky bourbon or something in Ontario.
The Premier has also been a contentious player in the Canada-U.S. relationship.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
With the President calling off trade talks after Ontario aired this ad. Ford said he had a positive chat with LeBlanc ahead of his trip. Other ministers portrayed a united front today.
You know, it's always good to have Team Canada talking about the benefit of the relationship.
Tariffs are really, really hurting a lot of Ontarians and a lot of Canadians. And I think it's important that we talk to American leaders across the U.S. I'll be going to the U.S. this summer. There will be many of us that will be going.
Premier Ford has taken a very positive approach, almost conciliatory, compared to other statements that we've seen in the past. So pour a little sugar on it.
LeBlanc had said he's set to speak with United States Trade Representative Jameson Greer at some point this week. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Washington.
The federal government is looking to ban social media for those who are 16 and under. The age ban proposal is likely to be part of the anticipated Online Harms Act, which is expected to be introduced in the House tomorrow. CTV's Tyler Fleming joining us live now with the latest. Tyler.
Yeah, Stefan, few details are being shared about what could be included in the legislation. However, it could mirror what similar legislation or rules from Australia, which they did back in December. In Australia, online platforms like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube must prevent kids 16 and under from having accounts, and existing accounts are disabled. Experts say growing evidence of health harms makes the bill necessary. Many parents support the potential ban, but for teenagers, while many admit the platforms can be addictive, they say it won't work.
There's a lot of things that kids should not see on social media, and so we will probably enforce that rule whether they have the legislation or not, but to have the government support is even better.
We're very social media based, everything's on there. All our sources of inspiration and connection are on there, so it's just not really going to work.
Up until now, we haven't had anything on the books. Tech companies have essentially been allowed to operate as they wish, make up the rules as they go along.
Youth social media bans are gaining traction around the world. Here, several provinces have explored restrictions. In Malaysia, new rules for young users started last week, while in Brazil, parents must be linked to accounts. Now, the question, will it be enforceable? Many experts and teens say it's going to be hard and likely easy to circumvent the ban, which makes education a key part of the component. Stefan.
Definitely. CTV's Tyler Fleming reporting live for us. Thank you for this, Tyler. Doctors with Ottawa Inner City Health are warning that the closure of supervised drug consumption sites in the city will lead to additional harm. The Ontario government is ending funding for supervised consumption sites as of Saturday, which will shut down locations at the Shepherds of Good Hope, known as The Trailer, and at the Sandy Hill Community Health Centre. Instead, the Ontario government is shifting its focus and funding to heart hubs, offering support for the homeless and addiction recovery treatment. But doctors at Ottawa Inner City Health say there should be more than one way to offer support.
I see the supervised consumption service as a really important service in helping me engage with people that are struggling with their substance use disorders. And I see the heart hubs as another option, but in my ideal world, I'd like to have both options. And sadly, with the closure of the supervised consumption services, now as a physician, I feel like I'm losing an option to support my clients.
Ottawa Mission CEO Peter Tilley fears that the closure of the supervised consumption sites will also create more challenges for his organization, with staff having to deal with overdoses. Tilley also expects the closures will increase demand for police and paramedic services. An organization which furnishes homes for refugees says it's closing because of losing its largest storage space. After helping 2,700 families since launching in 2020, House to Home says it will have to shut down. Late last year, the organization had to leave its space at the Westgate Shopping Centre because of construction and the ultimate demolition. Founder Susie Shore-Sauve says she moved operations temporarily into donated storage space at a diamond facility on Walkley Road, but received an email saying they need the space back.
It's become our headquarters, so to speak. And but our time is up here as well, and so we don't really have another home to go to. So without a large space, we will just have to close. We need bigger space. It's too hard just even to run out of here. It's just too hard. It's too complicated. We need bigger space to make it happen.
House to Home still hoping to find new space to continue supporting families. Diamond tells CTV News they've had a long partnership and relationship with House to Home and are working with the organization to find a reasonable solution, including a possible extension. Ottawa police are looking to identify a suspect after a flagpole displaying a pride flag was cut down over the weekend. It happened at a Catholic elementary school. Police responded to a call around 8:15 p.m. Sunday for damage at St. Michael's School on Corkery Road in Carp. Officers found a flagpole with a pride flag had been cut down. The school board has condemned the vandalism and says a new flagpole and pride flag have now been installed. Police shared this photo. The suspect is described as a heavy-set man between 25 and 40 years old. He was wearing a dark-colored hoodie and shorts, driving a four-door sedan. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. To breaking news now out of Barrhaven. Emergency crews are at the scene of a major house fire. The home is on Muirfield Gardens, which is near Cedarview Road and Fallowfield. Emergency crews were called to the scene around 3:20 this afternoon for visible flames in the basement of a single-family home. Firefighters did not find anyone inside the home and declared the fire under control around 4:20 p.m. There's no word so far on how this fire started. We will have more on this breaking news story as details come in. Coming up on CTV News at 5, we are delving deeper into one of our top stories today. The federal government looking at a social media ban for kids under 16. CFRA's Christy Cameron will join us to go off script, and our Jackie Pears is here with our first look at the weather forecast. Basking in the sunshine from our balcony, Jackie. And we'll get to Jackie a little later. Right now, our satellite radar pictures showing that the skies are fairly clear. Behind Jackie, you could see it was all blue, but be careful. Some rain clouds could be rolling into our region overnight. We could see some scattered showers tomorrow. Right now, we are sitting at 30 degrees here in the nation's capital. That is the daytime high we were expecting. Slightly cooler along the Seaway municipalities, 23 in Kingston, 26 in Trenton, which is currently seeing some active weather, some rainfall. There is a risk of thunder and lightning there. But aside from Trenton, very similar conditions right across the board. Lots of sunshine, high 20s and 30 here in Ottawa. A live check on traffic right now. You can see that Riverside is backed up in the eastbound lanes. O'Connor is moving fairly well in both directions, but westbound starts to slow down at O'Connor and might be fairly backed up when you get to Parkdale. You're watching CTV News at 5. Our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. Taking a closer look now at one of our top stories, the Canadian government is reportedly proposing a social media ban for kids under 16, joining other countries who have already done so or are considering similar ban. And CFRA's Christy Cameron is here now to help us go off script. Christy.
Well, you know, I used to think that this should be up to parents.
Right.
Mom and dad, right? Let the household decide. Don't have government overreach. But, Steph, I have really changed my tune because it feels like we've been living in an experiment and the kids are kind of like the guinea pigs, and I don't think that's right. The algorithm on social media is not just enticing, it's addictive. We know this. These apps are designed to keep you hooked at the expense of your mental health and attention span. So if adults feel like that, imagine how the kids are doing. I spoke with Jenny Perez, who's the founder of Unplugged Canada. It's a grassroots parent-led organization that is advocating for legislation like this, and she told me this is a good thing.
It's so encouraging. We parents have been waiting for this news for a long time, and you cannot imagine the number of messages by text, by email of parents from all across Canada showing gratitude, relief that the federal government is stepping up.
Gratitude and relief, some very poignant words there from that parent saying this is welcome news. We needed this, we wanted this. And I think educators, Christy, would also agree, as we've seen school boards try and come together with lawsuits against Meta, the owners of Facebook and Instagram. So it's interesting to see how this will go in the House, or politically speaking.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, you know, for the people who see this as a government overstep or overreach, I would ask you, would you allow your 9-year-old to go to a mall parking lot and to just amble around and talk to strangers? No, you wouldn't. Think about all the sinister characters that are on not just social media, but just on the internet in general. There's so much stuff on the internet that kids need to be protected from. And up until this point, governments, well, in Canada, haven't really tried to do that. It's kind of been like the Wild West. So I think we do need to take the lead from places like Australia and see what we can do. We can't just throw our hands up and say, oh, well, it's unenforceable. We have to start somewhere.
Definitely. Thank you for this, Christy. And a reminder to our viewers, we are expecting more on this tomorrow from Parliament Hill. And you too can join the conversation. Leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. And now watch Christy anytime on YouTube. Subscribe to the News Talk 580 CFRA channel.
Crazy. I mean, it was always like surreal to me because I always applied and my teachers always told me to.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, an Ottawa high school student receiving a prestigious award for a dress she created with a special meeting. Simply Ottawa, a little later. Coming up tonight on CTV after the 6 o'clock news, E-Talk starts at 7. Then you can watch back-to-back-to-back episodes of The Big Bang Theory, Match Game at 9, Password at 10. Now for another check on the weather forecast, Jackie is live on the balcony for us tonight. Jackie, over to you.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. We are taking a live look at our weather from our Capital Barbecue patio. It is a gorgeous day out in the Capital. If you haven't been out and about, make sure to wear some sunscreen. Make sure to hydrate as well because it is quite hot. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam showcasing McDonald, Cartier Bridge, even Sussex Drive. The current temperature, it is 29 degrees. There's a little bit humidity, about feeling more like 32, but it's going to feel much more humid and mucky tomorrow. Yes, we are anticipating some rain moving through, even a chance of some thunderstorms. And that won't be quite into the overnight hours. However, we are taking a look at what the temperatures for tomorrow. 20 degrees to kick things off. The light rain will carry on. You definitely want your umbrella when you're outside first thing in the morning. It's around the noon hour and into the afternoon that there is a risk of some thunderstorms. Temperature getting up to about 27 degrees. With that humidity, it's going to feel closer to about 30 as well. Now taking a look at what we can see for the valley, 19 overnight, the risk of thunderstorms moving through, even including for tomorrow. The daytime high is 23 degrees. Now taking a look at the Seaway, risk of thunderstorm as well, 18 overnight, 23 the anticipated daytime high. And here's when we could see a majority of the rain moving through. It'll be in the evening for Wednesday here in Ottawa. A brunt of it is anticipated to move through the Cornwall area as well. We are anticipating between 15 to 25 millimeters of rain moving through when all is said and done. By Thursday, though, it should likely clear up. There is still a chance that some showers could linger, isolated showers, but for the most part, most of the rain is anticipated for our Wednesday. That overnight still fairly warm for the evening, 19 degrees going into Thursday. Daytime high 29 degrees. Meanwhile, Friday 31 is your anticipated daytime high.
Weather is brought to you by Manotick Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
So, Stefan, I'd say today would be your last day for at least the next several days where we have beautiful sunshine here in the city. It won't likely be until Saturday that we see the return of some mix and sun and cloud.
All right, noted. Lighting up the barbecue tonight. Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome.
On today's edition of Simply Ottawa, we meet a grade 12 Ottawa student receiving a prestigious award in New York City this week. She is being recognized for her work in fashion and now gets to bring her passion and vision to the international stage. Here's CTV's Kimberly Johnson.
As it lifts up to the sky, colorful pleats emerge. A dress that signifies change, a metamorphosis.
I was looking at the transition between winter and spring, which is usually seen as like an ugly period, especially living in Ottawa. But I wanted to capture that like split second of the beauty in between the seasons. So this is the top layer.
And this work has created change for its young designer too, taking Aoife Swandle to Carnegie Hall in New York to receive a gold medal.
Kind of crazy. I mean, it was always like surreal to me because I always applied and my teachers always told me to.
The Scholastic Art and Writing Awards is a long-running and prestigious recognition for young artists. Categories range from film and animation to fashion and writing. It awards artists who show originality, skill, and personal vision.
She followed her voice. She knew what she wanted from the beginning, and she was willing to take ideas and some direction, but she really had a vision in her brain and she was willing to push ahead until she was happy with the piece.
Held by the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers for more than 100 years, the organization says more than 100,000 teens from the U.S. and Canada entered this year. Swandle has won gold in the fashion category. She says she was inspired by another designer.
Unstoppable, really, she is.
No surprise to her mother, who says her passion really emerged during the pandemic.
She's not afraid. It's like people often don't do things because, especially as adults, because we're nervous, and she's just not afraid. She free drafts all the time. She gets an idea and she just does it.
Composes of 6 layers.
When Swandle accepts the award on Wednesday, she will be among those like designer Zach Posen and writer Stephen King, who have done the same.
To see like people like Andy Warhol who have won the same thing and they got to keep pursuing it, I think this is just the beginning and it makes me really excited for the future.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
Congratulations to her, Canterbury alum. And we want to hear your stories of people doing good, spreading joy, making a difference, or marking a notable achievement. We'll be showcasing stories that touch our hearts and make us proud of our city. Simply Ottawa, simply the best. You can send your story ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca. Coming up on CTV News at 5, OC Transpo introduces changes to Presto cards with a daily limit to how much transit riders can be charged.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. The temperature flirting with 30 degrees. 29 or 30 degrees is what you're feeling out there, but definitely hot, hot, hot. And here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock. Parents are raising concerns about a recent decision by the Ottawa Catholic School Board to cut bus attendance for students with special needs. CTV's Caitlin Wilson will have that story for us a little later.
Our time is up here as well, and so we don't really have another home to go to.
A local organization helping refugees furnish their homes is preparing to close. House to Home says it's losing a large storage space and won't be able to keep operating without it.
On June 1st, 2026, the accused, Mr. Jeff Wall of Barrie, Ontario, was arrested at 31 Division of Peel Regional Police.
Police in the province's Peel region are accusing a former Air Canada captain of using fraudulent licensing documents to fly planes. Now the final 5 other stories we're following today.
We're actually seeing the numbers creep up across the board that regardless of your employment status, people are feeling the financial stress.
A new poll from United Way and Léger finds 2/3 of people in Ottawa felt anxious about their finances. That's up from 55% in last year's survey. It also found nearly half of Ottawans report having a financial buffer of 1 month or less to cover basic expenses. OC Transpo is now capping how much transit users are charged daily on their Presto cards. Bus and O-Train riders paying the single ride fare with a Presto card will no longer be charged more than $12.25 a day. OC Transpo already has monthly fare capping on Presto cards, meaning users won't be charged more than the price of a monthly pass. Fare capping is already in effect for those paying with their credit or debit cards.
I just want to salute those who constructed it on both sides and looking forward to getting it done.
The Gordie Howe International Bridge is set to open by the end of the week, according to the Prime Minister. A formal ribbon cutting for the $4.7 billion bridge, which will connect Windsor and Detroit, is expected on Friday. The bridge is jointly owned by the federal government and the state of Michigan. Construction began in 2018, but has faced a number of delays. But in Washington, Premier Ford suggested the bridge may not open as reported.
When people say, what keeps you so young? I said, 2 eggs a day.
An afternoon tea like no other. The Fairmont Chateau Laurier hosting Winifred Beecroft today. She turns 106 years old next month. Originally from England, Beecroft served during the Second World War and was one of the Enigma girls. Happy birthday. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Be sure to join us for CTV News at 6. The early edition of CTV National starts right now.